beautiful people. I think I'm live. Never been live before. Didn't tell anyone I was going live. It's kind of impromptu. Not really expecting anyone to come live on this live, but I thought I would have a chat with you guys. I know a lot of people have been wondering where I am, what I've been doing, why I haven't been around. So let's get into it. I have been around. I've been watching the goings on, but I've refrained from commenting mostly because evidence. There's been a lot of hearsay. Oh, I have someone watching. Hello, where's Gertie? I don't know because I'm not Gertie. I'm Truth Central. So don't know. I was just talking about why I haven't been around. Hello, Sandy. So yeah, the main thing's been evidence. It's all been hearsay. She said, he said, and you know me, I don't really do that. I like to have stuff to back up what I'm saying. So I sort of just refrained from saying anything, and it was all moving so quickly, and getting so nasty as well, like really nasty really quickly. The other reason I haven't been around as well is I felt like I lost my voice. There was a lot of censorship going on. So I might say to somebody, oh, I'm gonna do this live. Sorry, I might do this video on this topic, and then their friend would do it like that day. Josia, yeah, I have receipts. I always post receipts when I'm saying stuff, and if I don't have receipts, even if it's my opinion, I tend to go, and this is why I think that, and I haven't had actual proper stuff. It's all very well people sharing private chats and stuff, but if I'm not able to see that private chat, then I can't share it. But yeah, I was being censored, really. I would say, oh, I want to do a video on XYZ, and I'd get told, oh, no, I don't, that's not a good idea, or we've all decided we're not going to talk about that person. And I'd think, well, I wasn't there when we all decided this. I'd be asked to comment on stuff, and then my comments would have to be edited because I hadn't said exactly what they wanted me to say. Or I'd be told, oh, we've all agreed we're not going to do a video on that, and then they would do a video on it. Even community posts, I'd be getting messages saying, oh, I don't want you to say that. We've all said we don't want to talk about that. And it was just really stressful, and I felt like I didn't have control of what I was saying. And I felt like all I was doing was saying the wrong thing and upsetting people and stuff like that. So I just sort of stepped back. So yeah, I've just been watching, and God, it's been a hell of a few months. This time last year, I certainly wouldn't have seen things going the way they have done. Everyone's made up with Andy and Paz, and Gertie was friends with Slime for a while, and all of that stuff. Wow, and Gertie and Fiona falling out. Thank you, Sandy. It's been difficult. I mean, I'm not the bravest soul, obviously. That's why I don't show my face, and that's why largely I didn't really share my opinion, because I don't know, I don't like upsetting people, and it was just getting to the point where either the videos I wanted to do I would mention and other people would do them, or I'd be told I couldn't post that, couldn't mention that, had to you know, take out something that I'd put in a comment that I'd been asked to put up anyway. And it didn't really feel like my channel anymore, to be honest. And things were quiet, like with slime, because obviously as well, you know, it doesn't just affect me. You know, people think you're the neighbour, you're this person, you're that person, and it kicks off again, and people were targeting people's partners and kids and all of this, and I don't want to be involved in any of that. I just think it's very immature and it's very nasty, and I've seen people getting nasty, like Candor, for example. Originally he was giving like constructive criticism, it looked like, and then it was getting quite nasty and personal about people, and now we've got people being made mentally ill allegedly from all of this. And I think it just made me sort of think, like, what are we all doing, you know? And I was getting a bit down and a bit stressed about everything, so I just sort of stepped back a bit, and it did me some good. It did do me some good. So I have been around. I don't really know what to do with the channel now, to be honest, because I don't want anything to do with that little group. It's just got so nasty, and that's not my bag. That's not my cup of tea. So I don't really know what you guys want, and I have felt bad for not saying anything for ages. I know people have asked here and there, like, oh, where's Truth Central? So thank you for those of you that were wondering where I was. So yeah, maybe leave me a comment or something, and maybe we'll go in a different direction. Otherwise the channel's just going to die, really, I suppose. So I hope that cleared things up. If anyone has any questions, then you can ask me, but otherwise I'll just leave you guys to enjoy your evening. So there's 15 of you. Gosh, I never thought 15 of you would be watching me. Little old me. But yeah, it's been a weird few months. There are people going live for like 4 hours, and that's just mad. It's crazy. I don't know how they have the time, to be honest. They must be like secretly doing the washing up or something. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I just don't know what you guys want me to talk about, really. Yeah, I don't know if I'm made for YouTube. But yeah, it felt good stepping back and not being told. There is a lot of censorship. I know Gertie has talked before about the censorship. And you think they're all your friends, you know, and then maybe they're not, and they've all got their own agenda. Oh, Julianne Lewis, yes, hi. Yes, I heard recently that you're Gertie, the mastermind that is slime. Apparently, I think I'm supposed to be Katie something, and they're also Gertie and the neighbour. We're all. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I don't really want to start naming names. Julianne Lewis. Yes, if Denise Burnside says stuff, then it's got to be true. I don't know where they get their information from. Sorry, the dog's going now. Acrobat, who are the people? I don't really want to start saying. I'm not here to shit stir, frankly. But, you know, people that I thought were friends, they've both gone quite quiet lately. Yeah, like both sides of the current sort of state of affairs, were saying things. Hi, Frenzy. Yes. So you're absolutely right. About watching other stuff. This is the thing that I find really frustrating is if you really want to support the creator. So if you're Team Gertie and you want to support her, don't watch Fiona. Don't sit through Slime's 5-hour lives, because he's benefiting from that. And you know, if likewise, if you're on Team Fiona, don't watch Gertie or whoever else is not on Team Fiona. You subscribers and you viewers, you're the ones that have the power, actually, you know. You guys are the ones that can make or break a channel. It shouldn't be up to the creators to, you know, all this stuff about bots and reporting people, you know, on the creator side of things, copyright striking and stuff like this. It's you guys. If you don't watch, if nobody watches, then they're just talking to themselves. You know, they'd soon shut up and find something else because it's what people want. But unfortunately, so many people want the drama, don't they? Julianne Lewis, did anyone see Michelle's video on Scary Denise? No. To be honest, I haven't been seeing anybody's videos for the last couple of weeks. Because it's just been, I can't keep up with it. Yes, Chocolate Frenzy, 5 minutes is enough. Julianne Lewis, if it's a Halloween video, I might check it out because I love Halloween. But it has got, yes, Sandy, true crime. It's a good thing. Have you seen the Ed Gein video? Acrobat, it feels censored behind the scenes, manufactured. It is. If you're sort of on your own, then it's fine. So like in the beginning, it wasn't so bad, but as it got really cliquey, then I started getting more, so and so doesn't want you to say this. And I suppose because they're all making their own little groups and you're sort of loosely affiliated to one or two people, and it all sort of gets filters down. But it's always been a thing. I mean, I remember Fiona saying like, oh, you know, Trevor won't like me saying this and stuff like that. And I think especially when there are bigger, there's always going to be someone who's a bigger creator than the other one. I mean, everyone's bigger than me. And it can put a lot of pressure. And when you feel like they're your friend behind the scenes, because you do get chatting to people and X will put you in touch with Y, and they do a lot of like Zoom calls and stuff like that, and you think you're friends, but I hate the fighting too, Sandy. I think it's difficult to remember that the monetized people are monetized. They are doing this for the money. And if a friendship with you isn't going to make them the most money, then screw you. That's what, in my opinion. And I think their loyalty is sort of to themselves, isn't it, really? Yeah, it's hard. And I think there's a lot of jealousy, actually, behind the scenes. If people get successful, they don't seem to really be happy for that person. It's just kind of like, well, why isn't it, good for me? And Acrobat, you're right. If it's behind the scenes in WhatsApp groups and stuff, how do we decide what the truth is? I mean, it was things like, you know, I said publicly that I wanted to do a video on Trevor, and obviously there was no way that I was going to be allowed to do a video on Trevor, and I'm glad I didn't in the end, because of the reaction that Gertie got by talking out about him. I always knew there was going to be what's the word I want, clapback, you know. You got the right idea, Sandy, just turn it off when there's arguing and stuff like that. I was going to do a video on Foxy, for example, and we were all told, no, nobody's allowed to do a video on Foxy, because it was, you know, we were worried it was going to upset him. We were worried that the Trevor fans would react negatively towards Foxy. We didn't want that pressure on him. You know, things like that were a bit more understandable, but yeah, some of it was just really frustrating. Or there'd be no evidence, no receipts. I was constantly hearing things told to me like facts, and I don't just accept things as fact. So I'd be like, okay, well, where did you hear that from? How did they find out about that? Is there like a chat log? Exactly, Bella Rose. It is very easy to manufacture receipts, especially when it's things like emails. Very, very easy. I mean, I did do a bit of Photoshop yonks ago to sort of show on X, I think it was, like how easy it can be to edit stuff like that. And you can't even trust the receipts are real. But I would sort of ask a little bit more about how people found stuff out. The one that really gets me is people analysing language. There's a lot of, I like this person, and yes, chocolate frenzy, one-sided text messages. No context, all the context removed, you know. Actually, in Trevor Colt's little cease and desist thing that he did to Gertie, there was a text message to Debs that said, he's a see you next Tuesday. And when we looked back, like 2 messages up was the name of the person they were talking about. It wasn't even about Trevor. And that's what Slime did with Gertie in the beginning. He started his campaign by saying she'd accused him of death threats, and, you know, copy and pasted some part of a post, and it was a post about Paz's subscribers were sending her death threats. So it's really easy to manipulate that stuff and take it out of context. Bye, Sandy. Thank you for joining me. I didn't think anyone would pop on. Have a good evening. So yeah, it's really easy to falsify this stuff, and there is so much gossip in the background. There's a lot of, oh, did you hear so and so found out this, and it's crazy, and you know, you can't keep up with it, and they can't keep up with it. Bella Rose trying to totally destroy people while acting heroic is true. They're all the victim. They're all the only one on the side of right, and they're destroying people's livelihoods, their mental health, you know, threatening families. It's disgusting behaviour, and that's partly why I haven't wanted to enter into it. Like I said, I've watched people get more and more personal about people, and I think that's when it devolves from critiquing. You can critique people, But when you're saying that people are fat and ugly and lazy and they're, I don't even know what people say, talking about people's sex lives and things like that, that's bullying. That's not critiquing. Bella Rose, yes, we should be unbiased, and that's the thing. I mean, these people aren't journalists; it's opinion pieces, isn't it? But the thing is, there isn't. It's not like in the paper where you've got opinion pieces. It's not obvious, and it just devolves. They're like children in a playground, saying horrible things to each other, and it's horrible to watch. It's horrible to be on the receiving end of it, and I think that's the thing. I think a lot of them have been on the receiving end, and now they get a chance to lash out and you know, like you said, act heroic, and it's all in defense of somebody else, you know, because people are vulnerable. And I think when you start accusing people, sorry, I'm trying to get my words in order, this is why I don't, the swearing that goes on turns my stomach. Calling a woman a C is disgusting. It is chocolate frenzy, because us ladies, we can say it. It's a lovely word. If you're really angry, it is a lovely word to say. But we shouldn't be aiming it at other women. Frankly, I think it's only men that are C next Tuesdays. But certainly a man should never call that to a woman. Maybe that's hypocritical and sexist and not in the spirit of equality. But I think it's the intention behind it, you know. It's not being used because it's a fun word to say. It's being used to degrade women, and I don't think that's right. And they are swearing and effing and blinding and going after children and people's jobs, reporting people's, because they're all on the side of right, you know. And it's great that they have this passion. I know she does say that word, the C word, Gertie. Does she say it on YouTube? Because I mean, I like I say, I do like that word, but I try not to say, because I know it does offend a lot of people, and it's quite a cultural thing. Us Brits, we're not so offended by swearing, but like in America, if you call a woman a bitch, that's like pretty nasty. But obviously to us, I mean, we call our friends bitches, and I don't think anyone is right. I'm not trying to say that some of them are right and some of them aren't. Does she in her post as well? I mean, yeah, I don't think it's nice. Sorry, I am vaping. It's not cannabis or anything. It's just nicotine vape. I know in America the vapes tend to be not just nicotine. I think the thing with Gertie is she's very off the cuff. She doesn't plan ahead. She always says she never knows what she's going to say. And in some ways it's brilliant. It's such creative genius, because she just, you know, presses that button and becomes that character, and it's brilliant. And it's such a clever thing how she holds all these characters in her head. But yeah, bad language is a turn off for a lot of people. And yeah, I mean, if you're just relying on it, I mean, they say actually it's the cleverer people, the more intelligent people that swear. And sometimes no other word will do. But if you're just effing and blinding, the message does get lost. And I think half the time Gertie probably doesn't even remember half of what she said, because she's very much the method actor, our Gert, isn't she? But yeah, they're all sort of at each other's throats. And it's, I don't know, they just seem so, like they're all separating and the cliques are getting smaller, more and more falling out. I know some people that were really stirring things behind the scenes, and there's just there's so much two-faced stuff going on. There isn't really much support, and I think even like now, if a content creator approached me and was like, I really want to support you, I'd be very hesitant because I've been burned, you know. I've sort of seen, like I say, I thought these people were friends, and they've all got their own agenda. And I think if it's getting to the point where people are being hospitalized and people are saying that they want to unalive themselves, like something's seriously wrong, right? Like, did none of these people hear that and think, my God, what am I doing? And now they attack subscribers, posting comments to gain control, so they won't say what they think. Attack subscribers. Yeah, I think you're right, Bella Rose. Candor, Gertie doxed me address. Is this the parody one? Is that the parody Candor? Because I don't remember Gertie doxing anybody. But you can't tell with the Candor parody. There's nothing to distinguish it. So can someone tell me if that's the parody one? Poor Gertie. I mean, Gertie was like the first person in that group, I think, to be doxed. Or maybe Fiona. I think they posted Fiona's house. I mean, come on. Even if it's not the actual address, to go out of your way to find a photo of somebody's house and post it, to put the fear of God in them, that's not nice, is it? Gertie doxed Emma. She put a picture up of Emma's car, I think. Did she, what, the actual address? Because I know there was a picture of the car and the bin. And I don't know, maybe she thought because Slime and Emma were in the same camp. Yes, the address and picture of her front door. Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that, the address. I know there was a picture of her front door. Her car. Oh. I mean, it's just not, it's not nice, but I think, I mean, Gertie's been through hell, and Fiona went through hell. Got the receipts. I believe you can. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying you're lying. I think must have forgotten. No, exactly, Bella Rose. We don't care. But the thing is, it's to put the fear into that person, to say, I know where you live, especially when it's a man doing it to a woman, and especially when that woman is alone, because a lot of these women are, like, you know, single parents or widows, and they seem to be the ones that get targeted. And it's a man saying, I know where you live. Yes, some of it is tit for tat, you know, you doxed me, so I'll dox you, which isn't right. At some point, one of you has to be the bigger person. And I thought, you know, a few months ago, when they all sort of made up with Andy, and I know Fiona tried to say, like, Gertie was fuming about it, and she wasn't. She said initially that she wasn't interested in talking to Andy, and then you know, she sort of had a couple of days to think about it, and then she did accept his apology. Gertie has a strong sense of supporting people. She has a very strong sort of right and wrong, sense of right and wrong. She's confirmed you're her neighbour, Saf. When did she do that? When is she saying anything about Saf? Because that's the thing. I that's part of why I started this, was because Saf literally didn't do anything except send an email to Russell Green on her behalf in the past 2 weeks. Oh, did she? Well, that's interesting if she's spreading that sort of crap around. I do. How do I make somebody a mod? Acrobat, I made you a mod. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I mean, Candle, while I've got you, I sort of respected you initially, because I thought you were, what's the word I want? You were constructively criticising people, and then you seemed to get more and more personal about people. I'm not silencing you, Candle. I'm not silencing you. You know, I'm just asking, like, at what point did you stop constructively criticizing people and start saying all the personal stuff? Because initially I did watch your lives and I thought you had pertinent points to say, but then it just evolved. Yeah, Acrobat, sorry, that'll teach you. You do what you want, so you just want to be nasty to people. Because you started making like personal comments about people, and that's not being constructive, that's being destructive. I don't know why anyone paying bills and internet has anything to do with anything. You can do what you like, Candle, but I for one switched off because it's not my cup of tea. I don't like people just slagging off other people. I do mind my business. That's why I've not been around. I think it's sad. I think it's really sad. You know, I don't think it's nice to attack anybody. I don't think it's right to make personal comments about people's appearance. Bella Rose, I don't like the word transparency. Yeah, there's no such thing as transparency now. Candor, are you actually going to be constructive, or are you just going to be rude? Because I don't want rude people. You know, that's the whole reason I had this channel, was like, instead of being rude, I can say, well, you know, someone said this and I don't think that's right, or you know, like, there was transparency, because I never said anything without receipts, and when it was my opinion, I made it clear it was my opinion. What's Trevor done to me? Trevor hasn't done anything to me. I don't like Trevor because I have experienced him taking the mick. He's really clingy. You know, he would ring Gertie all the time. This is not the real, it's not the real Candor. I'm not jealous of anybody. If I was jealous, I wouldn't have disappeared for 6 months. And also, that's the wrong version of "your" for that sentence. As we're going in the vein of constructive criticism, it really annoys me. But no, I don't like Trevor, and I'll tell you why I don't like Trevor. I didn't like the way he spoke to people, and I didn't like the way he tried to monopolize people. Any problem he had, he'd be on the phone to Fiona, he'd be on the phone to Gertie at all times of day and night. Why did you show the raw peach cake? I don't know what they're on about now. I think it was very deceptive of him to raise money, implying it was for a charity if it wasn't for a charity. But yeah, I just don't like the way he talks to people, to be honest. And I think he's boring. I find his channel boring. It's not my cup of tea. Well done, Chocolate Frenzy. Thank you. Do you know some things that have been put out as truth? Things are kept in confidence. Otherwise, all I've proven is I'm not trustworthy. Exactly, Bella Rose. There are things that have to be kept in confidence, and people have the right to privacy, and they have the right to say to you, I don't want this to be shared. So, you know, I always respected whenever somebody said, you know, I don't want you to post this, or I want you to edit. Thank you, Chocolate, for checking that. You know, I always respected what they said, but there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And I know that's such an awful thing to say because everybody says it. And it's like, oh, okay, here we go again. We have to trust that there's things going on behind the scenes. But it does. And I wasn't really interested in behind the scenes. I just sort of got dragged along into it. And it's really toxic, and they all pretend they're friends with each other. And from what I've seen, they're all turning their backs on each other. I think the only ones that are still friends who were originally friends are Trevor and Fiona. I don't know who else is still friends. I can't keep up. And I don't know if they can keep up. You know, do they roll a dice in the morning to decide who they're going to have beef with? And I just think it's really sad that, and they're not doing anything else. I mean, Candle has a whole channel. They are doing great, Bella Rose. Thank you, Chocolate and Acrobat. My marvellous mods who didn't even agree. I just co-opted them into it. Bless them. Denise, you need a friend. Yeah, well done, Acrobat. Is this the real Denise Burnside? I don't trust any accounts now, you know, because most of them are parody accounts or fake accounts and sock accounts. And is that the real Denise? It is. Okay. Why do you need a friend, Denise? Do you mean like in the community in the background? Because I feel like, I mean, obviously I know Gertie in real life, but the rest of them, I feel like I don't trust any of them now. Because they've all either tried to control what I'm saying or what other people are saying, or they turn on people. I don't get the baking thing. She does baking. I've been doing a lot of baking. I think it's something about autumn that makes us bake. Oh, I'm scared to click on people's usernames in case it takes me away. Do you know, most of the time I watch lives, I try to like scroll down to see the chat, and I end up coming off it when I'm on my phone. And I just keep re-entering. It's terrible. I mean, for my age, I should be really good. I like grew up with, I mean, I was sort of a teenager when the internet sort of became a thing in your home. So I should be good. But what they taught us in school then was Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Can you tell with my presentations? I was good on the PowerPoint. And that's sort of all we did. The best way to get friends is to be one to others. Bella Rose, you are very right, but also you get friendly and you're nice, and then people take advantage. And I've had that recently, where my sort of good nature was sort of taken advantage of, and then they only contact you when they want something and all of that stuff. But I think you have to sort of be a friend to people, and then if they push too far, step back. Yeah, you don't throw people under the bus. And I think we've all been there when we've been thrown under the bus. It's not fun. And I think it's because people don't want to take accountability for their own actions. They always want to blame it on their circumstances, rather than I'm an individual and I made that choice. And it's hard when you cock up to say that was my choice. Oh, are you, Bella Rose? You're like that too. Yeah, I am. I'm a softie. I'm very generous and kind, and it does get, taken advantage of. But we can't let that stop us from being friendly, can we? And living life and making connections with people. Because then those abusers win. They win. And, who wants any of that? So you have been baking, Denise. It's the autumn. It's the autumn coming in, makes us want to bake. Yeah, Bella, you've got to still be you. And that's the thing. So I say, you carry on. Hi, Denise. Carry on, be you. Take that risk. Maybe just be more aware than usual of red flags. But if you've been burned, you know all the red flags. And take the risk. Be friendly to people. Be kind to people. Because I don't think it's any fun to not be nice to people and kind to people. And you don't win. I think I would rather be nice and get taken advantage of than be horrible. Or guarded, too boundaried, too tightly boundaried, and not take those risks and not have those experiences. But I mean, it's taken me a long time to get there, to get to that point. So I hope you can keep being you, Bella. Gosh, it's been nearly 45 minutes already. Does anyone else have any other questions while I'm here? Because I don't know if I'll do this again. Yeah, Bella, you're right. Like, people are saying things that I cannot imagine saying to somebody. People can only do what you let them. Listen to Nana. Thank you, Nana. The thing is, we don't always know how to protect ourselves, do we? Or we have to learn the hard way how to protect ourselves. It's like if you have a partner that nobody liked, but nobody tells you until you split up. And they go, well, because you wouldn't have listened. And you have to go, actually, yeah. We are learning, Bella. We learn every day. Every day, Does anyone have anything? Oh, Acrobat. Oh, thank you. Are you going to continue with these common sense lives? Yeah, if you want me to. Oh, thank you, Bella. I'm just a southeastern girl. I normally start, I don't know if you've noticed in my videos, I tend to start off very soft-spoken, my telephone voice. And then as I relax into it, I get a bit more Croydon. uh, thank you. Well, if you guys like this, then yeah, I can do some more. And you guys can chat to me. I'm glad I decided. I hemmed and hawed about whether or not to. Oh, Denise, I can promise you that Gertie is not Julianne Lewis. None of us. Put good things out there. Good things come back. Yeah, I think so. It might take a while. It might take a while. Yeah, it's nice having you. You guys have behaved very nicely. Nobody's been arguing that I've seen. Chocolate Frenzy shocked at some people's behaviour. Yeah, the people have said and done things that I'm like, I never would have thought that of them. I think the biggest shock for me was Fiona and Gertie, because I thought I knew those two were joined at the hip. And that was shocking. What's their obsession with you being Gertie? I don't know, Julianne Lewis. I don't know. Apparently it's to do with how you write, and therefore you're Gertie. I don't think you can trust language to identify people. I'm always nice. Is that surprising? Denise, to be honest with you, I haven't seen or heard like enough of you chatting to have any idea. It's how I've kept sane by not engaging and not watching unless I like really have to. People ask me or say to me something specific about a live, and then I might go and find it. But yeah, I haven't been staying abreast of the situation, and I don't have time. It seems like the lives are getting longer and longer. I thought it was sort of a set thing that a live is about an hour, and then there were people doing 4 or 5 hour lives. And yeah, I can't keep up. But yeah, if you like having these casual chats where, you know, I've got no interest in slagging people off. I will call out bad behaviour when I see it, and there seems to be a lot of it going around. But is Gertie ambidextrous because you're commenting at the same time? Probably, yeah. Or she's writing it and voice typing it on the other one. I don't know. She must have about 50 phones. Julie, did I hear you on a live about a year ago with a Welsh accent? Are you Welsh, Julianne Lewis? Oh, I'm dying to know now. I love a Welsh accent. I think it's a lovely accent. It's very lyrical. I love the idea that Gertie's got about 50 phones. She is one of the least technically able people. She really struggles. Yeah, she does really struggle with the phones, but she's, you know, she's so good at everything else. You won't be joining us for the Friday night quiz. Honestly, Denise, to be honest with you, I could not answer any of the Megxit Chronicle quiz questions because I don't know. I keep tabs like here and there. I hear things, but I don't keep tabs on what's going on with who. I'm much more. I like to read like community posts and stuff. A lot of it I don't have time. to be honest. I don't have time to, like I say, when it used to be that everybody did like a 20-minute video every day, and now there's like 2-hour lives every day, and and everyone's doing them, and I can't be doing with that, to be honest. And like Gertie, I'm a bit of a fan of going through the transcript a lot of the time, or speeding people up. But Julianne Lewis, I've always said I think you should have a YouTube channel because you're hilarious. You are hilarious, and if you're Welsh as well with that beautiful accent, I think you could go far. Bella Rose, summary, it's out of control and depressing people. It is. And I don't understand why all the subscribers are watching all the arguing. I don't get it. I understand liking the drama. You know, I like someone verbally abused Foxy. That's not chocolate frenzy. Some people spend the whole evening going from one live to the other. I know, and it's like, do you know there are good things on telly, on Netflix? Much more entertaining, and it's October, so all the horror films are around, and that's much, much better. Denise wants to hear Julianne Lewis's Welsh accent. Yeah, the Welsh accent's lovely, Denise. It's beautiful. It's like singing. It's lyrical, and it is lovely. But yeah, Chocolate, you're right. Like, do you have nothing better to do than go from one live to the other? It's crazy. For hours and hours. Yeah. Nah. They should be doing some baking, shouldn't they, Denise? Bake some apple cake or something, you know? Go foraging. Is that Welsh, Julianne Lewis? Unless she starts yelling uncontrollably. I feel like this is an inside joke. Yeah, people that have families should spend time with them. I know. Well, I don't have children, but I have another half, and I have fur babies, and I spend time with them. I live in the village on the other side of the M6. Oh, it means thank you. Oh, thank you, Julianne Lewis, for explaining that to me. I would try to say it to you in Welsh, but you didn't write it phonetically, and I will cock it up. Families should be treasured. Bella, you're right. Absolutely. It's one of those things, isn't it, that we really take for granted because they were always there, and they won't always be there. You know, and the children grow up so fast. My goodness. You know, all my friends' children and my nieces and nephews grow so quickly. You blink and they're 6 foot tall and their voices have broken. My friend's son's voice broke like last month. And all of a sudden they're grown up and we're old. Oh, I bet you sing lovely, Julianne Lewis. I bet you sing a lot better than I do. But yeah, we should treasure our family, and we should treasure, like, you know, the things that we have in our actual real lives. And I'm not saying that the what do they call it, parasocial relationships don't have a place. They do have a place, and a lot of people get a lot of support and validation from their online relationships and stuff. But when you're watching YouTube, you don't know me. You don't know me from Adam. And I think that's what I learned by getting a glimpse behind the scenes and sort of being dragged into that little community. I realized, like, you really do not know them. Like, a lot of the time, what they seem like in their videos isn't who they are. But maybe now they're doing all these lives, we're seeing, because you can't really stage what you're like. And well, I mean, I couldn't pretend to be somebody else for an hour. Maybe I'm just not very good at drama. And these people are, but I think we're seeing more publicly what they're really like. Bella, my goodness, your mum lost half her brain. Denise, the thing with watching 4 hours of TV or 4 hours of YouTube is more about who are you sitting with. I don't sit and watch TV on my own all day. I do often watch YouTube, but we watch it together and we're talking about it. Or his favourite thing is to watch a video and then rewatch it with me. So, it's still being sociable. Or you do the parallel play, where maybe you're doing colouring in or reading a book or whatever, and they're watching telly, but you're still together. That's exactly what you meant, GC. Yeah, thank you. No, Gillian Lewis, join a choir. No one will know. Bella, I hope your mum's sort of okay. Oh, sorry. I've just read that again. You took care of her. Oh, I'm sorry. How lovely of you to spend 20 years caring for your mum. Had I been on YouTube, she would have had a much shorter life. And I would have missed all that. Yeah, I can see what you mean. I mean, there are people who share that. Like, I watch a girl, Little Jess, and she shares her nan with dementia. And it's, that's lovely to see the love that they still have between them. And I used to work with people with dementia. But yeah, you can't miss those things, those moments together is so important. Oh, Denise, you watch with your husband. Yeah, you're 6 hours behind. Yeah, you know what I mean about how even if you're doing something else, you're sort of, because I tend to colour in when there's telly, it actually helps me concentrate. But if I'm watching lives, he can't stand that because we have our own separate YouTube accounts because we watch different things, very different things. And he can't stand it. So if I were to watch a live, he would go crazy and go upstairs to play video games. Acrobat, you're right. It started with Meghan Markle. And look what's happened. It's like it spreads. Yeah, this was all because people wanted to talk about Meghan Markle. I mean, it's meant to be the Megxit community, but I don't see much Megxit happening. I mean, I haven't looked on Fiona's page for ages, on her channel. Has she done anything about Meghan lately? Bella, yes, we wanted to learn about narcissists and now they surround us. Yeah, Denise, it's normal to have different interests. I just mean, if you're spending 7 hours jumping from one live to another, that's a big chunk of your day that you're not spending with your family. We all know it's that psyop. I don't know. Do you know, I used to watch Dan Wootton and I really liked him, and then literally everything he said was about Meghan Markle and I got bored of it. Because I was never really, I'm not bothered. I think everyone, it's the same as this. If everybody shut up talking about her, she would implode. Because all she wants is people talking about her and commenting and looking at her and keeping her in the media. If everybody decided, like, for a year, nobody's going to talk publicly about Meghan Markle, that would be truly interesting to see what she did, and how she dealt with that. Even negative press, because people are still talking about her. It's exactly like what I was saying with the YouTube people. If you want to support the people you like, don't watch the ones that are slagging them off. But she just wants people to talk about her. She loves the drama. Max Boyce kissed me, Nana says. Nana, who is Max Boyce? I don't know who that is. I'm very sorry. If he was handsome, congratulations. Accurate. Since her roast chicken. What? Are we, Urban Dictionary? Are we talking rude things? I hope not. I hope you're keeping my chat clean, guys. A Welsh comedian. Was he handsome, Nana? I want to know if he was handsome, please. Little vixen. Famous for rugby songs. But was he handsome? Was he tall, dark, and handsome? Strong and sweet. That's how I like my coffee and how I like my men. Not at all. Oh! Well, it's a good job that he kissed you and not you kissed him in that case. But congratulations anyway on receiving a kiss from a Welsh comedian. That's more than I can say. I have no such claim to fame. He wandered about with leeks. Okay. What, carrying them in a carrier bag, or were they like in his lapel? It's a strange thing. I'm going to have to look him up now and see what he was like. I quite like comedians that do songs. Like Tim Minchin. I actually think he's very funny. And Bill Bailey. And who else? Was it Lee Evans used to do songs as well? Nana's not going to tell us about the Welsh rugby players. You can't remember Acrobat. Oh, well, I'm going to have a look. I'm going to go and have a look now. It's been an hour. I can't believe it's been an hour. Thank you all for joining and chatting to me. I was so nervous at the beginning. And I've been feeling really down today, to be honest. I've had a bit of a horrible day. And you guys have really cheered me up. So thank you. Nana's more than meets the eye. She is, Bella. You're right. And Nana Mouse is, yes. I'm so intrigued about the rugby players now. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I wasn't expecting anyone to chat to me. But it's been really nice. Oh, Bella, we appreciate you too. Thank you very much. I hope you all have a lovely evening or afternoon or whatever it is where you are. Thank you so much to Acrobat and Chocolate for modding. And you're so lovely. Thank you. It's so kind of you. And yeah, you've been marvellous. So thank you. And I'm going to go now and probably cuddle my cat and look up Max Boyce. So have a good evening, guys. Thank you all. And take care. If I can work out how to stop this. We will. I will do it again. I promise you guys. Bye.